Hi there, Heather Pierce Campbell, the legal website warrior, attorney, and legal coach, coming at you from Seattle, Washington with another 1-minute legal tip. So in this video, I wanted to talk about communications in the context of a developing dispute. So recently I've assisted several people who are unfortunately on the back end of a scenario where they entered into a business relationship with somebody and then kind of found things falling apart throughout the process. Like learned, for example, that there were some misrepresentations made really early on, learned that certain things about the scenario just weren't as they had been represented, things weren't going as they had planned, even what had been set out in the contract, those items were not being followed, deadlines were not being met, deliverables were not being produced in a timely manner and according to the terms of the contract. So definitely red flags happening right along the way. What I want to talk to you about today is how do you communicate in the context of what could be potentially a developing dispute, right? And the number one thing is to not wait. A lot of people end up not saying anything, not raising their hand and saying, hey, this isn't working for me, you've missed this deadline, or hey, I just learned that in actuality, this is what is happening, or this is what the scenario is, and you had told me that it was going to be this way, or you had told me that there were other parties that were going to be involved as decision makers, etc. There's a variety of ways that misrepresentations can happen, but by not speaking up, you can end up acquiescing. You can end up essentially affirming the existence of the contract, even under its terms, or under a revised set of terms if revisions or changes happen orally and there's oral agreement. So this is where acquiescence becomes really a key issue, is that if you're not speaking up and you're not saying, hey, we're out of line with the contract, things aren't happening according to plan, you can kind of contribute to the mess becoming even messier, right? And that's essentially what happened in several scenarios that I've reviewed recently, where people didn't know what to say, they didn't know how to handle the scenario, and so they didn't do anything. And that is not helpful. You have to be an advocate for yourself. You have to be an advocate for your business when you're in business. And even if you think that you're keeping fingers crossed and you think that it might work out, like really on scenarios where you are seeing red flags pop up, just sitting back and hoping and not saying anything is doesn't usually work in your favor, okay? So speak up, be an advocate for yourself. If you need help or you suspect the problem is bigger than something that you can handle on your own or something that you can resolve on your own, obviously I would encourage you to get legal help. But when you see a potential dispute developing, remember, advocate, advocate, advocate. Participate in the process, be vocal, document what you say, confirm, for example, when you're sending communication saying, hey, this looks like it's getting off track, hey, you've missed these deadlines, right? Think about it in the terms of, like, if you were at the end of the line looking backwards, what do you have on record indicating that you didn't consent to the process going that way, that you didn't consent to changes being made that helped take you off track, right? So I hope this helps. I hope you're having a great day. Get in touch if you have any questions. Good luck.